What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about bulking, cutting, and main gaining because I feel like there's still so much misconception on this topic, and I think it's really important I address it and when should you be bulking, cutting, or main gaining. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's video. Alright, let's start off with bulking because let's be honest, the majority of us want to say, oh, I'm on a bulk so I can eat more food because we all love eating food, right? So, when should you be bulking? Well, you should be bulking when you are too lean. So, for example, I am now bulking technically because I just competed in a bodybuilding show around 2 weeks ago, and I got to a unhealthy body fat where my body fat levels were too low. My testosterone was probably lowered, and I pretty much felt like shit. So I need to bulk after my show in order to increase my body fat to a healthy level. So I'm probably gonna aim to go to around 12% body fat, and then that's it. I'm done bulking after that, because then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to main gain and slowly build muscle throughout the year while keeping the same body fat. So this brings me on to, I guess, main gaining. So okay, we've established when you're bulking, if you are too lean and it's negatively impacting your health, you should be bulking. Now, when should you be main gaining? Well, you should be main gaining when you are at a healthy body fat already. There's no need to go on a bulk and then cut after, because what happens is when you go on a bulk, you're in a surplus of calories, a great surplus of calories, let's just say. So let's say the calorie surplus is here. So you're bulking, but then if you're bulking, you're going to have to go on a cut after, which brings the calories down here. Why not just meet in the middle like this? You see how what my hands are doing right now? See how they're meeting in the middle? That's main gaining. That's where you maintain your body fat and you slowly build muscle over time. And people are like,
well, don't you need a surplus to build muscle?
yes, you do. You do, in fact, need a surplus to build muscle. It takes, I believe it's around 2,700 calories to put on 1 pound of muscle. But then you're probably like, oh, well, I should be in like a massive surplus then, and I should just start bulking and, 2,700 calories extra to put on a pound of muscle. But here's the thing. Your body's primary source of extra calories storing or energy that it stores on your body is not muscle, it's body fat. So what's going to happen is if you're in a huge freaking surplus, yeah, it's going to help you put on a little bit extra muscle, but the majority of it is going to be fat. And when we talk about like building muscle, let's just say you're in a 50 calorie surplus every single day. For example, I would call that main gaining. And I don't have the math on me right now, but I'll do the math. So if you're in a 50 calorie surplus every single day, this is how much muscle you'll be able to put on for a year for that. And just here editing this video now, I forgot to bring up that muscle growth takes a really, really long time. So if you are in that big surplus, there's no way that you're going to be able to utilize all those calories to put on muscle because muscle growth happens so slowly. So I know the example I gave, 50 calories, it's only 6.7 pounds of muscle, but it can be like 50 to 100 or whatever, any number really. But the point is you want to be in a really, really tiny surplus, because if you're in a big one, it's just going to turn into fat because muscle growth takes so long to actually happen. And so then you're probably thinking, well, why don't we just track and be in a 50 calorie surplus all the time? But the thing is, it's so hard to track a 50 calorie surplus every day. That's pretty much impossible. Why? Because labels lie, people don't track properly and stuff like that. So it's just too difficult to actually track a 50 calorie surplus every single day to put on muscle effectively. That's probably like if you want to optimally put on muscle without gaining body fat, that's probably your best bet. But here's again, that's so hard to do. You can't track 50 calories. Like, it just doesn't freaking work. So what do I recommend you should do? Well, I think you should, one, weigh yourself every day and take the median number on your weight each day. And I say take the median and not, go by day. I would go by a weekly median, because some days you're going to be a little bit bloated, some days you're not going to be. So I would cross out highs and lows and then take that middle number. And if that number's on the trend up, you're gaining weight. If it's on the trend down, you're losing weight, obviously. And of course, you want to be gaining weight, but you don't want to be gaining weight too fast, or else a lot of that's going to be fat. So that's why you need to be in that small surplus. But then like I've said before, it's so hard to be in that 50 calorie surplus. It's like impossible. Some days you're going to be in like a 500 calorie surplus, some days a 500 calorie deficit, and ups and downs, but it will all average out in the end when you main gain. So when you're main gaining, again, weigh yourself every day, take the median number, but also look at yourself in the mirror. Do you look fatter? Are you gaining too much fat? If you are, that means eat a little bit less. And if you notice you're getting too lean, eat a little bit more, and just try and maintain that middle healthy body fat for you, and you will slowly build muscle from there, because over time you will slowly be in that surplus. You will be. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people get wrong about main gaining. They think, when you're main gaining, you're just maintaining your weight. No, that's recomping. When you maintain your weight and you lose body fat and build muscle, that's body recomposition. Main gaining is where you keep your body fat the same and you slowly build muscle. So theoretically, if you keep your body fat the same and you slowly build muscle, technically you're also putting on body fat, because your body fat percentage is just a percent composition of the amount of body fat on your body. So if you're gaining weight and your body fat stays the same, you technically are putting on a little bit of fat. So when you are main gaining, you are actually in a slight surplus. But again, it's just so hard to track that slight surplus that you can't do it. So it's like subconscious almost. So once I get to that healthy body fat, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because then you're always healthy rather than yo-yo dieting and bulking and cutting, going up and down. And the only reason that guys like C-Bum and those Mr. Olympia guys have to bulk and cut is because they have to diet down for competition. But once they get to that, let's say 12% healthy body fat, guess what they do? They don't continue bulking, they main gain from there, and they slowly build muscle throughout the year until they have to inevitably cut back down again to compete again. So when should you go on a cut, you might ask? Well, that's when your body fat percentage is too high. But here's the thing, if you are not competing, so for me, I am a bodybuilder, so I compete, so I have to cut down and I have to bulk because I have to get lean enough to compete, but then I need to bulk up again so I'm at a healthy body fat percentage and then main gain from there. So I have to bulk and cut. But if you're the average person, if you don't care about competing, you just want to go to the gym, be healthy, look good, then what I suggest you do is, if you're overweight right now, eat in a deficit until you get to a healthy body fat and main gain for the rest of your life. You never have to bulk, you never have to cut ever again. You just main gain. And if you are underweight, you bulk until you get to that healthy body fat, and then you main gain for the rest of your life. And yes, you main gaining, you are in a slight surplus. You are. It's just you're not meticulously tracking it, because it's impossible, again, to track that 50 calorie surplus. So I hope this can clear main gaining and bulking, cutting up a little bit. Main gaining is not recomping. When a lot of people hear, oh, you're main gaining, they think, oh, you're just maintaining your body weight and then building muscle and losing fat at the same time. That is body recomposition. When you're main gaining, you're maintaining that body fat and slowly building muscle. Because just, again, I'm going to give you another analogy. I know I'm rambling on here, but I'm really passionate about this, and I want a lot of other people, I want you guys at home to understand this. And you're probably like, well, you're a 17-year-old idiot. What do you know? Listen. Trust me. This is the way. So another example. So bulking, right, puts on more muscle. So bulking, we're putting on this much muscle. What's the opposite of bulking? The opposite of bulking is cutting, which means after the bulk, then we're only going to be able to put on this much muscle. You see that? Versus if you just main gain the whole time, notice how they both, main gaining line is here, bulking, putting on more muscle, cutting, putting on less. Notice how they both meet in the middle. So instead of doing a bulk and then doing a cut, just meet in the middle the whole time. If you bulk and cut, you can get to the same level of muscular development as if you just main gain the whole time. Because again, look, you're meeting in the middle when you bulk and cut versus main gaining always being in the middle. And when you main gain and you're always in the middle, you're not yo-yo dieting, so you're going to be healthier, you're going to feel better. It's just the way to go. So again, hope this clears things up, guys. Hope you learned something from this video. If you did and you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video if you have not already. But that's it for me, guys. I'm going to continue my bulk again until I get to a healthy body fat percentage and then main gain from there. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.